Traders, I'd like to welcome you to the webinar event. My name is Sean Kozak, one of the co-founders and head guys over here at ARC, NeuroStreet, CryptoStreet, the ecosystem. The goal here today is to deliver a tool set that has been widely requested. For months, we've been getting traders asking about, is there a way for me to automate my entries or automate my risk or automate my position sizing on the fly, and something that's user-friendly, flexible, easy to manage, and without having a huge application on the charts, et cetera. And so what was interesting is that we put our heads together and we had some of our members come in and assist with this. And what ended up happening is we built an automated position sizing and automated algo entry tool for risk and reward analysis. Now, if you could do me a favor in here, has anybody ever used the risk and reward draw tool function on your chart? Just give me a yes if inside of NinjaTrader you've ever used the risk and reward draw tool function. Yeah, every day. I think everybody in here uses it, guaranteed. Like it's a staple. It's kind of like you don't eat without a fork, right? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. And Jim is my head of education. He's my main man over here, and he's a great trader. He's very, very involved in product development and rollout, and he's going to be doing a presentation today that I think you guys have been long overdue for, waiting for. And we've got our team here to assist in questions. We are recording the event, but the goal here is to basically make execution fast and seamless, and that's exactly what we've been able to accomplish. So if you have any questions, type them in the chat box. We normally do not, focus on the chat box until the end of the event. And, my team is here to help and assist with that, should you need them. We will save some time at the end, Dave, for Q&A. You guys can stick around, and we've got a special launch pricing for you guys that's going to make things very, very effective. So without further ado, Jim, you're the main man over here. You can take it away, and we'll be in the back end here, guys, if you need us.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Sean. Yeah, very, very cool. This is a really great tool. Something that frankly I've wanted for a long time, and really glad to see this come into existence. So here we are. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. Let's kick off here. We're looking at automated position sizing, targets and entries by simply drawing a risk reward on the chart. And the reality is this is one of these tools that once you trade with it, you ain't going to want to trade without it. It's going to become like your little blankie. You can't trade without it. And this will be one of those tools. It's really cool. So we're going to dive in here. Of course, we are going to be looking at some trading technology and things like that. So it's important for us to put our disclaimer out here. We have no interest in the outcome of your trades. We're here for products and services for educational purposes. There is risk involved with trading. Please understand the risks, and please don't blame the tools. It is your job as a trader to trade profitably, and it's our job to teach you how to do that. Okay, so first off, who is this for? Well, this is for everyone who's struggling with position sizing. Now, I don't know about you, but I find it difficult, especially in some markets, NASDAQ, to be able to size your positions correctly. You have this risk setting, and many of us are doing the whole prop firm thing, right? Trying to pass your evals. Maybe you're a funded trader, but you have your set risk of what you're trying to achieve on every trade. And every trade's different, isn't it? No two trades are alike. Trade sizing is different. You might have one trade that you take that's 20 ticks, and the next might be 40. And so trying to scale contracts up or down throughout the day can be very difficult. And so this tool is designed to make that a whole lot easier, and it does. So active traders needing better trade execution, absolutely. We've all gotten into a trade and said, dang, I wish I was just at this level, or I wish I could have gotten in here, and my gosh, it went in at the wrong spot, whatever. Traders looking for better risk management. That's probably all of us. Everyone wanting a better use of your resources and time. I think that's always the case. Traders who are sick of losing, and this will make your life easier so that when you take a stop out, because stop outs happen, Of course, we are never 100%. And if you figure out how to get there, well, let me know. But anyone who is looking for less stress to enter the market, certainly that's probably all of us too. And those searching for an easier way to enter the market, that's going to get it done. Everyone in search of an easy and simple solution. So this is who this is for. So I assume that probably covers all of us. Who this is not for, well, it's just good to set some foundations, set some guardrails as to what we're after and what we're not. You know, anyone with their guard up, traders who think you know it all, traders, investors with no capital, anyone who's small-minded or negative, unwilling to put in the time to learn, get rich quick mentality, everyone making excuses, those searching for the Holy Grail. We are not here for this, for any of these. That's not what we're after here. Okay. Yeah, very nice. So what would your trading look like if you could enter the market with exact risk and reward and never over leverage another trade again? You know why people fail their evals? You know why people traders blow out their accounts? I want to see what everybody else thinks. Chime in the chat box. Why do you think traders fail their evals, and why do you think traders blow out their accounts? We'll get some involvement from some participation here. Bad habits, over leveraging, too much risk, drawdowns, position sizing, over trading, lack of discipline, over trading, risk management. Yeah, all the Ethan, shameless plug, they haven't joined the prop trader program. If you had to guess, Ethan can help you with that. Too many losing trades, guru indicators. Sure. It's a combination of things, but a lot of it has to do with over leveraging your trades and over trading. Well, how do you over leverage your trades? Well, you're not position sizing correctly. If you put too many contracts on that same trade that if you have 3 contracts on at 20 ticks, but then you put 3 contracts on at 40 ticks, well, you got a whole lot more risk on the table. And if you take that stop out, which inevitably when you over leverage a trade, your trades always seem to hit your stop out, don't they? And so that's how it goes. And then you have a bigger hole that you have to dig yourself out of. And then lo and behold, that's when the emotions start to come in. That's when you say, oh crap, I got to save face here. I got to put some money on the board because I see the Bobbies and the Roys of the world posting gains all the time in the threads. And I want to be part of that crowd. Right. So that's when the emotions start to set in, or we start to revenge trade or do crazy things. And the reality is, the more that we can make our lives simpler from a trading standpoint, the easier it is on our emotions as a trader as well. Because if we feel like we are in control of our own trading destiny, there's less emotions. I don't know about you, but I find in my trading that the emotions start to creep in when I start to feel like, oh man, it's kind of getting out of control here. Oh, I missed that trade. Oh, I missed this trade. Damn, that was a really good trade. And then I look for the next one, and the next one, I get a bad entry, and then I start to get frustrated. And it's because I don't feel like I'm in control. So anything that can give us more control over our trading is a welcomed addition to our toolbox. So in the next 60 minutes or so, we're going to look at how risk reward algo is changing the game, how to ditch subpar tools, empower you to scale capital with proper risk management, and how to reduce the stress of entering the market by automating your position sizing. Step-by-step examples. We're going to look at how it's a better use of your time and money. Why this tool belongs in every trader's toolbox. I think if you could have it, you're going to want it. And it's that simple. If it's out there, you probably want it. It is really a great tool. Easy to learn execution. I'm going to actually spend some time going over how to use the tool in this session, because we don't need to do a full AMA on this product. I don't think there's that much detail to using it. There's some, that you'll need to know. And so we'll spend time going over it. Can it work for all markets? Yeah, absolutely. As long as you trade in NinjaTrader, you are good to go. So it doesn't matter what you're trading. In the next 60 minutes, we're also going to be giving away a free license. So probably worth sticking around to the end so you can throw your name in the hat to get this absolutely free. Compliments of your friends at ARC and NeuroStreet. So here's an example of what it looks like. This is the tool breakdown. We've got a box up here at the top left. This is going to help us determine how many contracts. This is kind of our active, grid where we're actually in this on a regular basis. Down here, we have our reference, and this is telling us everything that's going on in the market, which account we're trading, what that balance is, stops, entries. This is a big one, quantity to trade. That's going to really help you position size, and we're going to look at it on the charts. We're going to trade with it together here. Actually, I've got some trades teed up for us. Of course, I've cherry picked those trades for us naturally, so that we can see it in action though, and we can try it out in real life. So very cool. So, but this should look familiar, right? This is our risk reward tool that we use every day, and we're very familiar with it. Go in the other direction. Of course, you could see a short. Same concept. You draw a risk reward here, and the market comes back up, enters the market. You get targets that get put at every location that you tell it to, based on what you tell it to do here. It's cool. It's very cool. Top 5 biggest problems when it comes to order execution and position sizing. Really that's what we're looking at today. Trying to use complicated systems and not trading the right number of contracts, putting too much risk on each trade, not placing stops and targets correctly. Or if you're using like the ATMs in Ninja, it's a great feature. It's nice to have access to it, but if you've got it set, again, we'll use our 20, tick example. If it's set to 20 ticks, and then you're using that same ATM to go over to NQ, well, that 20 ticks on the stop is going to get hit awfully quick. And sometimes you'll try to trade that on an NQ and then just get run over in 5 seconds before you can even get around to moving your stops. So this is going to make it a lot easier. And using static stops, that's an example. Static stops in dynamic markets. Not every trade you take is probably going to have the same stop. You're going to have different stops, which means you have to use different contract sizing. So this will make it easier. And the point is, we've been where you are, and I want to show you what works for us and what works for traders using this tool. Again, once you trade with it, you're not going to want to trade without it. The real problem is just using complicated tools, or using tools from developers that just don't, just don't have the coolest tools. We got them here. Yeah, you do have to have multiple ATMs for each instrument, and then you have to have them on different charts, because if you put them on the same chart, then it changes the same one. It's not everything can be perfect until now. So looking at how to enter the market. So really, the way that this works, let's say you want to get long here, you simply put your risk reward tool, you size your stop. It'll actually tell you how many contracts to trade, but more importantly, it'll actually do that for you. And so all you need to do is decide how many contracts to put at each target. And that's really it. Your targets are obviously based on risk reward, based on the risk reward tool. So if you've got it automatically set to your parameters, say this is, 0.5, 1, I don't know if that maybe 1.5 and 2, something like that. So it'll set those every time you draw the tool, because that'll be your default. And so there's no going back into, you've refreshed the chart and now you got to go back in and change all of the risk reward metrics. You don't have to do that because it's the same. Yeah, and stick around. We'll do a lot of the question Q&A at the end. I think a lot of the questions that you have will get answered as we go. And so if you still have questions at the end, let me know. We'll definitely spend some time there. Of course, we are recording this too, if I didn't mention that. So we'll make sure to get you the recording so you have access to it. But today I'm going to show you how to effortlessly enter the market with multiple targets and positions, precise risk sizing on every single trade. All you got to do is draw a risk reward on the chart. So here's an example. I traded this trade and was, trying it out and wanted to get a good example of what it's like to trade. So here's step one. We put the risk reward on the chart, and then, market got me in. I will add that this is an algo. And so the algo is going to enter the trade. Essentially, it enters it as a market trade. So until this position comes till the market comes into that position, then that's when it's going to enter the market. So until then, there's actually no limit order in the system. So the cool thing about that is if, God forbid, Ninja crashes or your computer crashes, or you're in Florida the other day and it's your screens just go black and your power goes out. The good thing is if you haven't entered the market yet, you're actually not in the market. And so that's really cool. And Eric, thanks so much for the kind words. And I'm really, really, really happy that things are still going fantastic for you. So very, very cool. Glad to hear that. Thanks for chiming in. Very cool. Bennett has a question. Does it complement or replace Easy Trader? It's different. It's different. And really that is up to you as a trader to make that determination on which you like better. Really that's up to you. Personally, I probably prefer this. This is kind of my style anyway. This is what I like to trade. And Roy's pointing out our trade. We've got a big chop zone here. We've got a breakout, and we're coming back to the good old CWAP. And this is my favorite trade these days. It's fantastic. Very, very good pullback trade. So here is the second phase. We went and we hit target one. And you can see over here, we have it set to break even after we hit target one with a 1 tick offset. So that means as soon as target one gets hit, our stop automatically moves and goes up to a break even for us. Another fun fact, which I'll show you in real life, if you move target one, it doesn't matter. As soon as that gets hit, your break even moves, which is also pretty cool. So that makes it easier. So there's target one. Stop has now been moved, and then we're coming on up to the target, and there's the target. And you can see at that point it has exited the trade. You can see your flags. And you can even see like the little, dotted line, like the algos showing when those trades are hit. And so really cool. So that's an example of it in real life. And of course, we're going to trade with it together here. So when we look at the old way of, I don't know if anybody's been subject to using this kind of thing. And, some people love using the dome and some people hate it. I'm probably of the mindset that I don't really like it, because I'll end up doing like left click, and then I'll do right click on the wrong spot, and then I'll get in the wrong spot. And I'm like, damn it, I meant to left click, son of a, now how the hell do I get out? And I'm like clicking this as furiously as I can to get out of the trade. And then it's reversing and who knows what the hell it's doing. And so I'm not a fan of this. And so naturally I use Chart Trader until now, because I think I like this better. And so the point is, we don't want you having to pull your hair out every time you trade. So let's go in and let's go check out a chart and let's go trade with this thing. Okay, so I'm going to show you how it works. Good thing is this isn't like a really lengthy presentation. Obviously, we're already through most of it, and so we got plenty of time. So very, very cool. So let's go to, I've got SMC and AVP up here just because that's what I trade with. And we've got our auto trader set up. So the first thing you do, I'm going to actually go from square one. So here's your chart. You come in here. The first thing you want to do, if you're like me, you've got your risk reward set to like a hotkey. If you don't know how to set hotkeys, you just simply go to tools in Ninja, go to hotkeys, and then you can pull up your different drawing tools. And so if we go to This is a different risk reward tool that's specifically for this. And so we just go in here and you can record which button you want it to use, and then you hit OK. So it's that simple. So now this is set. So what we want to do first is you want to come in and set your ratios for each target. So this would be target 1, target 2, 3, 4. If you want to use all those, you can. And then obviously your stop is always going to be, 1-to-1, of course. So, so these are your ratios. So you go in and set it. I have it set to currency so that it will actually show me the ticks and the dollars, which is a preference for me. But these are my ratios. I trade 1-to-1. That's how I like to trade. But I position my stops based on 1.25. It's complicated. Don't worry about what I do. But and then I do 0.85 as once it gets there, I want it to break me even automatically. So that's how I have it set. But you could set these to any numbers that you like, and then just go in and save it as a default. Right. So you just save as default, hit OK. Now, anytime you pull this up on your chart, you are ready to go. So we're going to look at a couple trades. Again, I've cherry picked a few for us to look at. And now that we've got our draw tool set, we need to go to strategies. We're going to add the risk reward entry algo. It is technically an algo. There's no strategy built in around it, but it's going to enter the trade. Okay. And then let's go here. So now we can either use break even or not. This can also be set on the menu on the chart. And then you select your targets, which again, we're going to do on the chart as well. Break even offset, you do need to set here. So how many ticks do you want for your break even offset? And then really the only other thing that you have to enter is how much risk value you want to put on each trade. Now we're trading the full size contract for ES just because that's what I had the replay data for. So I'm going to set it to 2000 just based on the full size. This will at least give us some parameters on being allowed to trade with multiple contracts. Okay. And then perfect. So there we go. And then you don't need to set anything here. You just set it based on dollar value. You can set it to static, which would be based on contracts, or you can set it to a percent of your account balance, but you just need to set the percentage here. It will actually pull up your account balance for you. So that's pretty cool too. So you could set it as a percentage. I think most of us kind of do the fixed dollar amount. So I'm going to go with that. And then we've got it set to playback because this is a playback example, so we can actually see real trades. It's 3 p.m. on a crazy week in trading, and I don't want to trade that. So I'd rather give you real examples. And then we just go to enabled. Once we enable that, that's going to put it on our chart. So let's throw it on, and there it is. So now we've got our risk set to 2000, break even, plus 1 tick at target 1. Now I can turn all of these off, or I can turn them on as I please. So if I want to trade all 4 targets, I can. If I want to trade just 2 targets, I can. And then so what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of get our trade ready. So I'm going to fast forward to where we can actually get ready to get into the market. And this will be way too much fun for us. So I'm just going to throw an AVP on here real time, just so I know where to enter my trade. I think in this particular case, it comes up for one more peak before breaking back down. I'll give it a second here to catch up to us. I'm going to speed this up. How many of you used the Ninja Replay? Anybody here trading with Ninja Replay? It is pretty cool. It's a good way to get a lot of trading done in a short amount of time if you're like testing different strategies, that sort of thing. Yeah, very cool. It's a nice feature. It's a nice feature if you're kind of getting used to a new strategy or something. It can be very helpful. Yeah, learn about the replay. I can show you some stuff. Yeah, I can show you, Ben. It's pretty easy. Maybe we'll do a quick lesson on that and show you how it works. So, all right, so we're coming into a trade. We've got the break. We're not going over strategy in this session, but you get the idea. This is where our trade is. Stop is going to go up here. And then we have the way that I set this is just like that. And that's how I set mine. Now, at this point, we can get into the market, and I'm going to set target 1. I'm going to just I'm just going to put one contract on here. What's going on here? Playback, yeah. On. And I need risk. Oh, I need to hit play. That's why. Cool. In replay, you do actually have to have the market going for it to respond. So there we go. So now we're going to do target one, and I'm just going to throw all the rest of the contracts on here. Now, another cool thing is as I expand this, you'll notice these contracts will start to go down because there's only so much risk we can put on each trade. And then when I bring it back, we're going short 12. I need to make sure that I've got targets set to so that way they're actually getting targeted, right? You don't want just contracts just hanging out in the wind. And I'm going to expand this out now because we've got a little bit more breathing room. There's some chop here, but it did break the lows, so I like that. And I think it's primed to, well, I know it's primed to come back because I already looked at it, but I think even in this case, there's still some good meat on the bones for this trade. So we've got it set to about 16 ticks. We're ready to go short at 9, and we've got one tick or one contract and 8 contracts here. And so we'll just wait for it to come on up and get us into the trade, and you will see how it all works right before your eyes. I'll give it a second here to come on up and get us. Try to speed this up a little until we get in. Okay, there we go. All right, so we just got into the trade, and you can see it put the target on the first target and the second based on what we had in place here. We've got one contract set to get us out at target 1, and 2, the second contract, we've got 8. We're taking on some heat. That's fine. We've got 9 contracts on. Everything matches up. A good thing to do is check your contracts on your stop, your entry, and your targets. You want to make sure that your targets match the number of contracts that you actually put on the trade, because if you don't, you're going to go and hit targets, and then it's going to be flopping around and you're still going to be in the trade. Okay, so let's speed this up a little bit. And get our second push down here. Whoop, there we go. And that was kind of fast. We'll do another one slower. Don't worry. But you can see it exited both of those positions there and there. It did move the stop, but it was lightning fast. So we're gonna do another one, and we'll check it out. Now notice when I deleted the risk reward, it actually reset everything here, which is again pretty cool. Let's go ahead and fast forward to the next trade, and I'll go a little slower next time so we can see the stop move and all that good stuff. The target line can be moved around separately, yes, especially once you're in a trade. So I'll show you that. So yeah, let's go ahead into the next trade. Can the tool be attached to the order entry? Sort of. The tool is what drives where the positions are going, and then once those orders are in, then you can move them if you need to, and then you can move the risk reward, but it doesn't do anything once you're in the trade. Okay, we're getting there, almost ready for our next short. There we go. Let me go ahead and pause it here for a second, and let's get us set up. I'm going to go ahead and move this one down now. Let's go there. And we're going to go ahead and do another one right here. So we're going to put our entry there. I'm going to go target past the level here. And there's the trade. Okay, so it's telling us, it's not telling us anything because it's not playing. Let's do that. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and enter this on, and I'm just going to go 1 contract on the first. The second, I'm going to add 3. So it's telling us we can go up to 4 contracts. And you can see every time I move this, it's going to move the price. Now we're 36.81. If I bump it down, then it'll go to 80.75. And now we are in the trade. It got us in 1 tick in front of that, which is fine because that's just where the order filled. That's how it goes. So we've got our 2 targets, one down here, one down here. And so break even is set that as soon as we hit target 1, it's going to move to break even. Now, the cool thing is if I move this, once we hit that first break even or first target, it's going to move the break even based on that. The other factor is I can move this as much as I want and it'll still target that because now these orders are in the system. The other benefit is here too, is they're actually on the, they're actually placed, they're working orders. So if for some reason, if something happens, those orders are in. And so, if God forbid something crashes, those orders are actually in the system, and they are working. So that's a good positive thing. The other, obviously if the system crashes, call your brokerage right away, but you get the idea. At least they're still there. So that's cool. So these orders are in. Let's go ahead and speed it up a little bit. I don't want to miss the action here because we missed it last time. So I don't want to get too crazy here, but I also don't want us to sit here forever and watch paint dry. So we'll try to find a happy medium. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring this back to normal speed because I want to see that first target hit. And as soon as that hits, you'll see that the stop will get moved. Maximum slippage. Let me look at that, Eric. I'm not sure on that one. I suspect no, but I'm not sure. We'll look at it. There we go. Let's speed it back up again. Okay, there we go. Getting ready to hit the first target. Let's just go ahead and move this up so it hits. There we go. And stop just moved. We've got 3 contracts on. Always good to double check. Make sure you got the right number of contracts. There's your shorts. There's your targets, especially those of you who are trading with trade copiers. Make sure you got everything set correctly so that you don't have to have a panic moment or something. And we'll go ahead and speed this up and let it go hit our next target and get us out of the trade. There you go. Pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. So it works great. Let's go in and yeah, absolutely. You can use it with Replicanto. Yeah, no doubt. Or any other trade copier for that matter. Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. Let's fast forward. We've got one more trade that I've kind of planned out for us here. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to the next one, just so we can take a look at a long trade as well. We've got a short and a long. And so we'll go ahead and speed up. Let's go to the next one. While we're doing that, any other questions so far? Pretty straightforward, pretty cool. I love this tool. I'm really glad they came out with this one. Cruising on up. The max risk does not include commissions. No, it does not. So make sure to factor that in if that's a factor for you. Yeah. Can it be configured with a trailing stop? We'll check it out. We'll check it out. I don't believe so, but we'll double check. The other thing is you could do like a trailing stop automated. That could be an option. Like if you have another tool that does that. Nope, the risk is defined by either dollar amount or by percent of your account. ATR, it's not based on that. It would just be a matter of using the risk reward tool. Yeah, that's the advantage of having this, is just being able to go, oh, here's where I want everything to go. So in this case, I'm going to do, let's go ahead and move this into position. Get this ready, get ready to go long. Yeah, and I think we're already there. So I'm going to go ahead and move this into position, get everything ready. And then the cool thing is you can, so let's say you're already down like this, but you want to put it in as a stop order. You can do that too. So let's go ahead and put a stop order in right here. And let's do it that way. So this is telling us that we can trade up to 4 contracts going long. I'm going to go ahead and slow this down. And now we're ready to go long for 5 contracts. So I've got to make sure these match. And I'm going to keep it at 2 targets just because that's simple for the sake of this exercise. And then let's go ahead and let it get us back in on the way back up. And we can really define our position, which is pretty cool. All right, so let's come in back in. Let's get into the trade. There it is. So it entered us in as a stop order, which is cool to have that ability. Again, once these are in, we can move these anywhere we want. So if you decide, you know what, I'm having a really great day and I want to just go ahead and book a little bit more profit. So let's say you break even once you get into this area and you're targeting just a little above that high, or you can even target that high and say, that's where I want to get out. And as we start, cruising on up, you can move your stop as well and just lace it below that low. And now we've got a tighter trade. So now it doesn't matter what we do with this, because this has already gotten us into the trade. And so, at this point, you can even delete it if you want to. You don't have to keep it around, but so there we go. Let's go ahead and we're going to move this one back up a little bit. And then, if you're kind of sitting through this and you're like, hey, it's, a little bit slow, I want to just move this around, you certainly can. So let's go ahead and speed it up now. And we'll let it do the rest. There you go. Jonathan has a great question. If you move the tool after getting in the trade, will it trigger again? The answer is no. And I had moved my stop, so that's why it stopped us out there, which is fine. If you had just left it alone, it would be a profitable trade. Yeah, if you move it, it doesn't change anything. The only thing that'll change the trade is by moving the targets and stops, just like you would with Chart Trader. Yeah, that'll move it around. So cool. So that is pretty much the demonstration. We'll kind of hang out here and answer questions while we're looking at it on the chart. And I think that'll kind of be the easiest way to answer questions here. Let's see, NSTA easy algo would go down to high fast volume, New York. Yeah, I mean, the good thing is it's risk reward and it's an algo. So the only thing that the algo has to do is enter the market, however many contracts you tell it to at this level, which is set by the algo itself, of course. And then it has to put on a target and a stop. And so it is pretty low intensity in terms of CPU and, getting bogged down and things like that. Now, if you got, 20 different heavy intensive indicators on the chart, well, I mean that's another whole different separate issue. But yeah, it's been pretty easy to use. I haven't had any issues with it in all sorts of different volume. You might get some slippage though, and that would be the case whether you're using this or not. If it's really fast, like if you're trying to trade the news or something, wherever it's going to fill you is going to be the same as like if you were to just hit market order, for example. The easy trader risk reward. Sort of. Yeah, easy trader is different. It will still it'll limit how many contracts you can get in. But it's not quite as simple as just drawing the tool on the chart, which is why I like this one. Let's see if you move the tool, we covered that one. Skill more. Okay. Will there be a replay? Yes, absolutely. Is there any way to have it place a limit order once touched instead of only mark it? I was looking at that actually. So let's go into the settings. Let's check it out because we've got a couple questions on, some of the settings and stuff. So we're using a break even dollar value. We talked about that. So yeah, this does not trail the stop once you hit the break even point. It will not trail the stop. You would need to trail it manually or use a different tool to trail the stop if you like. This is, meant to be simple, seamless, easy to use, that kind of thing. And then as far as the order execution, let's go in here. Let me go ahead and disable this. So we have it set to standard, which is the fastest, or you can just set it to high. Slippage you can do here. So this would be like, if you only want to have so many ticks of slippage, you can do that. Fill limit orders on touch. Really, that's kind of almost what it's doing anyway. So I would just leave that alone. But you do have the option to set your slippage here, which is cool. Yeah, so that is pretty much it. Like we say, I mean, it's really meant to be simple to where you hit a hotkey and you go, okay, here's where I want to get in. And you can even extend this out as far as you want and say, okay, this is where my targets are. The beauty is you can still move it on the fly. And if you do need to get out of a position right away, you can still hit your close button and it will actually close out of all your positions just like that. So really a great tool. I've really enjoyed it. So let's go back to our presentation here. So we've looked at some trade setups. Can you set tick offset for break even? Yeah, absolutely. So if we go back here, I'll show you. We've got it configured. I just take the name out so I don't see it on the chart. It's just a preference thing. But yeah, so here's your break even offset. So you can set it to, 5 ticks, 3 ticks, 2 ticks, whatever you want to do. Yeah, so that is all good. So there you go. Cool. So we've taken a look at that. So really, 2 options. We can do it the easy way or the hard way. I think we all want an easier way, which is why we would do something like this. Let's do a giveaway. But first, before we do that, we have this retail at $9.97, and we're doing 50% off for the launch. So this is this is always the best pricing. Launch pricing is always the best. Where do we find the tool if we don't set it to hotkey? Good question. I'll show you. We'll just do that while we're at it. So you would go, say we don't have that here. We just go to drawing tools and you just go to arc RR. And then there it is. That's all you got to do. So cool. Yeah, absolutely. So here is the link. I am going to paste that in the chat box for all of you so you can get directly there. If I can copy this over, let's do that. Oops. This one, bam. Let's make sure that link works. Yes, it does work. So here it is. Risk reward entry algo $9.97. When you add it to your cart, this magical thing happens where it automatically applies the discount just by clicking. So all you got to do is just click that. So don't worry about trying to remember the code and all that. All you got to do is just go to that link, architectsai/product/risk reward entry algo. Click that, and then you will get this shiny new tool for $498.50, and you will be ready to rock and roll. Let's go back here so I can copy this. There we go. So there's the link. The code is already entered for you. We want to make it as simple as possible for you to get your hands on it. Of course, just like anything, we do have 2 licenses that are available for you. So you can use it on 2 different PCs. Let's run a poll. We'll run a couple polls. First poll, we just want to know if you're interested so we can let our team know what's going on. If you have questions, go ahead and type in the questions so that we can answer said questions for you. and we can help you out. So we'll reach out to you and help you answer all your questions. If you want to take a look at it more, that's totally fine. If you are in it to win it and you think this is the coolest thing, like I did, I was kind of like, this is sweet. As soon as they gave it to me, I was like, I'm going to love this thing. So I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's made my life a lot easier in terms of trading. So, but yeah, absolutely. If you have some questions or, not sure about things and you think about something, we're absolutely happy to help. I know a lot of you have the easy trader and some of you absolutely love that, and that's fine too. But I think this is a really great tool, something that makes it easier. I like it. I like it a lot. So cool. So good there. So I think we'll go ahead and leave that poll here. And as soon as that poll's done, I probably should have done them in the opposite order, but I've got a poll for a giveaway. So we're going to do that here in just a minute. This is my way of getting everybody to answer the poll. And then we'll run the giveaway here in a minute or so. Any other questions while we're waiting around? What is included if I join the prop program? That's go ahead and send us an email, Travis, and we'll help walk you through all that. Yeah, it comes with a bunch of software, comes with trade room access, a lot of education, and access to the private community. Yeah, great program. Yeah, cool. Yeah, let me copy your email. I have that. Good. I'll send you a quick email with my contact info here. Awesome. Thank you, Paul. I knew that question was coming. And it's a fair question. It's a good question. It is not included in the prop program because the prop program doesn't technically use this tool. This is just an extra sweet tool that if you want to get your hands on it, that is available for you. So very cool. But obviously you're under absolutely no obligation to buy it. If you like it, you can buy it, you can have it, you can use it, and you can get it for half off for the launch, which is always great. Move the position of the info box. Oh yeah, like the toolboxes. Yeah. Thanks, Bart. Bart saying program is nice, top notch, like NSTA. Thank you very much. I haven't figured out a way to move those boxes yet, Jonathan. I haven't figured that out yet. I'm not sure if it's possible. I think it's designed to just be, I think it's just designed to be pretty simple, pretty simple and seamless, make it as easy as possible. All right, we're doing the giveaway in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. All right, start clicking the box. If you want a freebie, who doesn't want it for free? I mean, yeah, everybody. So go ahead and make sure you put your name in the hat and we will put you in for the free giveaway. Absolutely. Everybody wants it for free, of course. Make sure you put your name in there so we can get you, hopefully, a free copy. So I think we might have a couple more that need to go ahead and answer. Just make sure you type your name in the box. If if you don't, you have access to the polls, for whatever reason, just send me an email and we'll get you in it to win it. Let's see, Trading Academy. There's my email. Yep. We've got your name. Yeah, it's fine. No, you're good. You just need to hit yes on that and it'll put your name in automatically for you. Yeah, we'll have your name and email from what you entered when you signed up. So you are good. Can you have the tool display the ratios that have been entered into the settings? Yeah, no, it does show you a cumulative risk reward. Let's throw it back on the chart and I'll show you. Let's do that. So let's go enable. There we go. So when we draw this in, I do have to hit play for this to work. Okay, so let's say we want to get short. You'll see the risk reward ratios as we get into, contract sizing and stuff. And it'll change based on, if you keep an eye on that risk reward, you'll see that will change as I change the contract numbers. And so it just does it cumulatively based on total risk versus total reward. You can see the prices of where it's going to enter the targets and stops. You can see the balance of the account. So all that is listed there. And then as I move it, obviously that'll change the numbers as well. So yeah, pretty cool. So there you go. Yeah, absolutely. All right. I think we got everybody entered in for the giveaway. So that is awesome. Very cool. We'll make sure that one of you gets it absolutely free. And that's always fun. So what other questions do you guys have? What else? We've got time. We've got plenty of time. I knew this was going to be a quick and, quick and easy demonstration. It's, we don't really have to go over trading strategy here, which makes it pretty quick and easy. So we're just looking at how to use the tool. You guys want to see live markets? You guys want to see what it looks like live? It looks exactly the same. Let me go ahead and connect to live data. Trail stop by percent of trade. I wish, Paul. I guess yes and no. I mean, I wish sort of, but it's not designed to do that. Yeah, it's not designed to do trailing by any sort of trailing beyond the break even. Yeah. If it's something that everybody wants, maybe we can bring it up to our dev team and see if they want to code that in later. But as of right now, it's all good. Jeff is saying, Jeff is our genius, by the way. He's the one that works with all of our dev teams. He is saying that you can choose where you want to position the boxes. So that is great. Thanks, Jeff. I haven't figured it out. So just send us an email and we'll figure it out and show you how to do it. So that is cool. Can you size it differently too? I assume, like, can you change the text sizing and stuff so it becomes smaller or that sort of thing, Jeff? So he's listening in and chiming in. So give him a second to type in. Yeah. So very cool. Yep. Font size will help the boxes be smaller. Got some traders asking for trailing stops. So maybe that could be something to bring up and see. I don't know what's involved with coding that in, but that might be kind of cool to where it trails based on different targets or something. Yep. So, yep. Trails not included at this time. Yeah, that's what I suspected, which is fine. It's not designed to do that. You can trail the stop manually just by moving it, totally easy enough. It's designed to be simple, super simple, make it easy, position your trades and get it done. Right. So here we are. We're on live markets on ES, and we'll go ahead and get this up and running. I'm going to leave it set to 2000 because it's full size, and make sure it's set to the right account. Make sure it's on sim, not my account. Enabled. Okay, cool. PA, yeah. I am not trading my PA at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. No, thank you. I've got profit for the day and I want to leave it that way. Yeah. 0323. Yeah, good call. Thank you. I had it set for replay, so thank you for catching that. Let's go to the right contract. Here we go. We have an image. See, this is how cool our team is. Like, they are on it, man. You got a question, we got an answer instantly. So here's how you move it. Info box, you can go bottom left, and then it'll have different options there. And then strategy control box position, you can set that as well. So that is really cool. And then you can change the colors, you can change the font. If you don't like the black background because that throws you, or you can change that. You don't have to leave it set to that. So that gives you a lot of options. Very cool. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff's the man with the plan. Cool. So, all right. So we are on the right contract now. And yeah, let's see. We're bottoming out here. So let's just try to plan along here, and we'll just do a small trade, 12 ticks. And so what we would do is set target 1 and 2. It's going to allow us to put on up to 13 contracts. And let's have some fun with this. Let's go 3-3 3, and I don't have target 4 on my risk reward draw tool. So that's why it's not letting us do that. And so we'll just scale these up. There we go. Let's go 3. Let's bring that down. There we go. Let's do that. And then once you have everything positioned, then what we're going to do is just hit Auto Trader on. And now it's saying ready to go long 13. And we're just going to leave this set. And once we cross in there, we've got T1 is set to break even. So that'll be our break even point. There we go. I have no idea what's going to happen on this trade. This is live markets. Thankfully, I am in sim, so that's good. And we'll let it do its thing. You know, one little bonus trade, right? Always good. Okay. I'm not going to take too many chances. I'll just go ahead and move this into position so we get it break even right away on that. Is the software its own zip? Jeff? I think it's probably part of the whole zip as 2 zips. It's actually 2 different zips. Okay, cool. 2 different zips. See there again, I'm glad he's hanging out with us in this. I can only download the manual, no install zip. Yeah, let's figure out where the zips are. Jeff will tell us here in a mere matter of seconds. And then of course, support is here to help you out as well. So if you need help with installs, any of that, of course, you know, we got your back. We can jump on your computer if you need any help or anything like that. That goes for all of you. Anybody that needs help, you just let us know. All right, so now we moved up to break even +1. Pretty small trade, so it looks like it's maybe up 2 or 3, but yep, stop 2. We just hit target 2. Let's see if they want to break. Let's have some fun. See if they break the highs and run the stops. It's a very common thing for S&P to run the stops, wouldn't you say? Yep. And there we go. See, just like that. How do you trade at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? You don't. But if you can't resist, trade on sim and do that. There you go. So cool. So that is how it works. Feel free to chime in with any other questions. We got ton. Yeah, should have been the PA. Not with a full-size contract, with 13 contracts on ES full size. No, thank you. It's a surefire way to lose my account. I'm trading a 50,000 account, not 3,000 or 300,000 rather. Yeah. So cool. So 2 different zips. Yeah, thanks, Felipe. Yeah, it's a good one. I'm very impressed with this. I like it. It's a good one. Still waiting to hear back. I guess there are 2 different zips, so you should have access. If you've already purchased, you should have access to download it. Let me see. Let me just add it to my own, and we'll just do it here together while we're at it. Might as well, right? Let me go ahead and add it to my own account, and then we'll take a look and we'll figure out where we need to go into download. So, okay, he's saying, yeah, it is part of the full 1 zip. Yeah, so if you just need to update the zip and just download it again and then reinstall. Yeah. So that's easy enough. And then obviously the licensing will automatically update. Yeah. Very cool, Jonathan. Yeah, me too. Me too. I've been hoping for a tool like this for a long time. It is a standalone trading tool. Yep. It will not save you from your own devices. It'll enter the market based on what you tell it to do. So obviously, always trade your best and all that. But yeah, it'll make your life easier. It's a lot easier to position size on the fly. I mean, when you're trading, a few different instruments, especially, it's really great to have something like this because there's no guesswork. It's already set on the back end, how much you can risk per trade. And then you can set it as a default. So that way, every time you pull it up, it defaults to your default risk settings. So that's very cool. It's funny, if I had traded this on my PA, what would that? We had like 13 contracts. What's the math on that? 13 times 75. You know what? That would have been a profitable trade. I would have gotten paid well on that one. Jeez. It was like $1,800. And it wouldn't have hit my max drawdown, so it would have paid. Oh, well. Obviously, I'm not trying to put that kind of risk on my account right now, but that's funny. Got home. Yeah, we'll send the replay out, John. Absolutely. We'll send out the replay. Use this with Thinkorswim. No, it's actually not possible. Not possible. It's only on NinjaTrader. So you do have to have NinjaTrader to use this tool. So cool. What else? Any other questions? We went fast and furious on this event. No, it's good. Not a whole ton to cover on this one, right? Let's go back. I'm going to post the let's post the link again. Let me get that here, and then the discount code is automatic, so it'll automatically enter for you. So no need to worry about that. So there it is. So jump in there, go ahead and grab it. Of course, if you buy it and you win, we will refund you. So don't feel like you can't buy it. If you do want it, just go ahead and grab it. And then if you win, we'll give you the money back. So if you're prop trading, do you use the drawdown limit or account limit to determine trade size? So Clay, that's a great question. It's something that you probably want to look at. There's some lessons on the risk sizing. The way that I've done it, and that I think a lot of our traders do it, is you kind of back into the drawdown limit. So it would be like, if your max drawdown's 2,500, well, you have to figure, well, you can't put that all in one trade. So you need to kind of figure out, well, how many negative trades a day can you take, and how many days per week, and so on. So we have a tool that we provide that helps you size your trades. And then once you've got your dollar amount, risk per trade that you want to use, then that'll change as if you get into a drawdown, you probably want to bring that down or size it back up as your account grows or dips and that sort of thing. So yeah, work with our team on that. Roy is great. He can absolutely help you. So just, we'll make sure you get a copy of that worksheet so that you can get your position sized appropriately. Yeah. Can it move to break even once price reaches a certain distance rather than only after taking one of the targets? Not to my knowledge. I do believe it needs to hit a specific target before it'll move. And so what you could do, though, is you could, once it gets to that distance, like if you don't, let's say your targets are greater than where you want it to break even, then you could either set it to one contract at that target. So let me go back to the chart and I'll show you an example. Where are we at here? Where's my chart? So like, let's say, hey, look at this thing go. This is already up 30 ticks. You see that? That is wild. This is a live chart right now, Prince. Yeah. Yeah. So let's say if you've got, you want it to break even as of like right here, you can just move the stop manually if that's the case, or you can set one of your targets to here and just put it like one contract on, and it'll move it'll move the stop for you that way too. So a couple different options, but yeah, you do have to have the target on in order for it to move. Yeah. Yeah. So, and that's what I've been doing, because I'm kind of like mine. I try to trade 1-to-1, and I like to break even at like once I get to 80% to target. So I just set one contract on at the 80% mark. And then that way it breaks even for me automatically in case I'm in a couple trades or something, you know. So cool. Yeah. Yep. And break even can be triggered by your choice of which target you want it to break you even at. So you can set it to break even on one. You can set it to break even. You can turn it off, and you can set it to whichever target you want it to break you even at. Yeah. Yep. And you do that in the back end in the settings. Yep. Very cool. So there we go. Using the tool. Excellent. Great, Lee. Glad you got it, and glad it's a winner for you. Yeah, I like it a lot. Like it a lot for sure. Very cool. One thing that I'll mention too, this is totally off subject, but if you're trading in your prop firm and you're killing it and you're doing well, we want to know. So let us know so we can cheer you on. We love seeing in the Discords when traders are posting their gains for the day and when they're posting their certificates, and Lee's got a grin on his face. But you can, make sure to share that. You know, if you're doing well and you've got a winning day, post that in there. I know one thing that I would love to see too, just throwing it out there, is posting your performance over the course of a week, or post it over the course of a month. Show your equity curve and that sort of thing, because I think that'll help encourage those other traders that are wanting to get to where you're at too. That'll encourage them to keep on going. It'll give us a chance to cheer you on as well. And so definitely post your results in there. You can obviously black out your account name and all that stuff. We don't need to know that, but it's always good to see what everybody's up to. We love seeing winning traders. That's why we do what we do. So that's would be great. Would be great to see. So cool. What else? Any other questions? Anything else you guys can think of? We pretty well covered everything. And the good thing is we were able to go over how to use it in the same session. So we killed two birds with one stone, or as they say on TED, you can kill some birds with some rocks. In sim. 1.4 million in sim. You know what? You've proven that it's possible, Bart. I mean, you know, at least it gives you something to shoot for. You know, you're one step closer. You could say you've done it. So at least now you know it's possible. Applicable to Forex and options? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because the great thing is you're just drawing a risk reward on the chart. So, and I think even more so, especially for like options and Forex too, where position sizing gets really tough. So yeah, absolutely. Use it for those. Every instrument's a little bit different in position sizing, so that'll make it a lot easier. Yeah, borrow 100 million on leverage. You're probably going to need to be bonded for that one. Good luck. That's going to be a pricey bond. Yeah. Good times. How many accounts would that be for 100 million? How many prop accounts would you need? You need quite a few of them, because I think the most you can do is what, 300,000? So my wife always, private hedge fund. Yeah, you'd need it. Yeah, my wife's always giving me a hard time. Anytime I have a question, I just start looking it up, and she's always like, "You're looking it up, aren't you?" Yeah, I need to know. It's important stuff. Willie's saying, I haven't received my winner's notification. It's coming. And we might mess up the name. I don't know. That'll come out later this evening, I believe. Yeah, you should see an email. So keep an eye on your email for tonight, and that should come out with the replay as well. So we'll get that over to you. So cool. You need 333 evals. Thanks, Lee. So that's a whole lot of prop firms you're going to need to set up with, because I think you can do 20. So you're going to need a lot of, you need about 16 to 17 different prop firms. Good times. Well, cool. Well, this was fun. Thanks so much, traders, for joining in and hanging out with us and seeing what this is all about. And for those of you that are getting your hands on it, congrats and thank you for your purchase. As always, if there's anything that we can do to help with your trading in any way, shape, or form, I always tell everybody, be the squeaky wheel. If you need our help, reach out. We absolutely want to help you. We absolutely want every single one of our traders crushing the markets, doing well. So whatever we can do to help you, reach out. We'll find a way to get you some help. So until next time, we appreciate it. Thanks so much. Have a fantastic rest of the week. And if we don't catch you before the holidays, whatever your holiday of choice, may it be merry and bright, and may you enjoy it with good friends and great family. And here's to a killer 2023 for all of us. And so cheers to everyone. Have a great rest of the day. We will catch you all very soon. Take care, traders, and cheers for now.